Yes, sir. It's the 9 to 5 Sports Guys. It's your boy T.
What's happening, 9 to 5? It's your man TJ.
What up, though? It's your boy Nam.
And we started season 3 last week. So this is basically a continuation of what we was doing prior. So this is probably like, episode 38, 39?
Yeah, somewhere around like that.
How you guys doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
It's raining outside, bro, but we good.
It's definitely, as you could probably tell by the lighting, it's raining, it's gloomy, but we're going to do what we do. First topic, is Tom Brady done?
I sure hope so. I mean, these last 2 seasons, man, just been, I think, being his worst. So I really ain't trying to see him. I really ain't trying to see him play anymore. But it's possible he can go for another year. But I hope he's finished, man. I mean, what else do you have to prove? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should be. If it gets to the point where you got to fire your OC because you're not performing.
Speaking of that, do you think that it was justified of him getting fired?
Of course not. Let's be honest. If he has been calling every play for the last 3 years, right? Or 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, when they won the championship, last 3 years.
Last 3 years. He's been calling every play for you. And to the point where you delegated more power to him from Bruce Arians at the time to call more plays and schemes and tempo and things of that nature. And all of a sudden it's not working. But the only thing that has changed is you have less weapons and Tom Brady's not performing. But then you fire him.
Yeah, I think
let's be real.
Same thing with the Chargers. They basically used him as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
The Chargers, they used everybody else except for the head coach or the quarterback as a scapegoat. Yeah. When basically, like you said, this is the same guy that was calling plays the last 3 years. Last year, Tom Brady had one of his best statistical seasons, and then the year prior to that, they won a championship. So for them to use, the OC as a excuse instead of saying, "Hey, what's wrong?" Just like what Shannon Sharp said, "What's wrong with saying Tom Brady played bad?"
That, and for the first time ever, maybe in the last 20 years, we see fear in Tom's eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's back there, you see in his eyes, I don't want to get hit no more.
Yeah.
Like some of those passes he was throwing in the game.
Right.
It's like he just wanted to get rid of the ball. Like, yo, I got to get rid of this.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You see fear in him. I've never seen that in Tom ever. 10 times out of 10, he just drops, or he's gonna make the right play, or he's just he's fired up after he gets hit. He's not fired up no more. He's like, yo, this is grueling. This is taxing.
You gotta imagine that I would think he's taking more hits in these 2 or 3 seasons than he's taken the entire time with the Patriots.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They take a toll, even if you at his age,
at 40, whatever.
Yeah, father time is never lost. So
yeah.
Well, he's losing LeBron right now.
But that's for later on.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard of Tom Brady spending $2 million on his body. So
he got the choice.
He got he has he got the TB Tom Brady diet though, the TB12.
Hey, look.
He's not using that.
So you mean to tell me the avocado toast is not working?
Your dog wouldn't even use that, bro. Let's be real here.
But yeah, I just personally and the fact that for the media and for people to say, well, Tom Brady has a lot of suitors. I'm like, if that was any other quarterback to display what he did this season, we would be questioning that quarterback getting another job. So I understand Tom Brady is arguably the GOAT, but for him to be at this stage of his career, and I heard him being linked to the 49ers. Okay, let's say you do bring him to the 49ers. There's no guarantee that y'all going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you would have said 10 years ago, Tom Brady going to majority of these contenders, yeah, but you're talking about a 45-year-old quarterback.
I don't think he would go to the 49ers. Just seeing that they got a good thing in Brock Purdy right now. I mean, keep the train running. You know what I'm saying? Now, could he end up with the Raiders? that's a possibility. I
Okay.
mean, there's Josh McDaniels. That's his old OC. He's a head coach now. It's over there. It's over there near California. So, I mean, that is potential. That is potential.
Okay.
So that's a possibility that could happen. And I also hear that he has a great relationship with the Tampa Bay front office and the owner. So Tampa Bay is still in the running there if they want to keep him. But if he sits down and thinks about it on himself, I mean, do you want to go through another grueling season? I mean, never mind.
17 games.
Right. I mean, never mind the offseason. I mean, you don't do OTAs and that stuff anyway. But you still have to do training camp.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
do you really want to go through all that?
You
You know?
If-
Let's be honest. He's at the point of no return.
Oh yeah.
Him playing this year cost him essentially his marriage and whatever.
Right.
So you got to go through with it. You got to play it out one more year. He has one more year contractually, right? Or is he?
No,
he
he's a free agent.
No, he's a free agent
He's a
this
free
season.
agent.
Well, then if he's a free agent, you walk. It is what it is. But the Raiders is worse. You're not going over.
Right.
Yeah.
You may have better weapons, but it's a terrible scheme for him.
I mean, if Tom, obviously he's two different positions, but you can see Gronk is way younger, but he's like, nah, I'm not. I'm done.
Gronk is done.
I'm done.
Yeah, he's
I made
had
my
more
money.
injuries too. So
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what I say. They play a different position, but to you know, for him to I want to give him credit for playing this long and you know to be able to do it at a high level for
Right.
this. You know, it's not like I'm hating on him. You know, it's just like at some point you got to realize when is when. You know,
Right.
you should have rolled. I'm not telling, obviously, because you know we live in that. You know, oh, you can't tell somebody what to do, but yeah, for him to go out when they won that championship and ride off in the sunset,
Should have walked out.
should have walked off then.
would have that would have been a storybook ending.
Nobody's topping that.
Yeah,
And then you answer the question of can you win without Belichick immediately.
Immediately.
And he's done that.
And
And
it's done. And then we don't have to revisit it. We
Yeah.
don't have to ask about it because now we're starting to see that okay, maybe talent makes a big
Yeah,
difference
absolutely.
without Belichick as well because you're not doing it with less talent.
I mean, it's like he's deteriorating right in front of our eyes,
Yeah.
man. And I mean, just like you know Brett Favre and all these guys,
Peyton.
Big Ben and all these guys, you know, you're going to cry when it's time to retire. So I don't
Oh, yeah,
know,
right.
you're not going to be able to avoid that.
yeah,
You know, because you don't want to leave the sport. You've been in it with over half your life, so you know.
yeah.
But it's better to leave like Bettis though, at the height.
At the height, yeah.
the
And
height
a lot
of
of guys
your-
don't get that
At
opportunity.
the height of your decline, you just all right. I'm out. I
Right.
won my championship. I'm out.
I
Now-
agree.
Now, from that same game, the quarterback on the other side, Dak Prescott. Now, I said last week Dak was due for a big game.
You did.
I said Dak, you know, because granted he was inconsistent throughout the season, and we all know Dak. He's always when we say top 10 quarterbacks in the league right now, you either have him in the top 10 or outside the top 10, but he's never like a universal like Dak is you know one of these high caliber players because he's so inconsistent. And now I was saying to myself, if Dak can bottle that up and take it with him to San Francisco, to be honest with you, the way Dallas played outside of the kicker, we're gonna get to that. The way Dallas played, I don't see nobody in the playoffs beating them.
Stop it.
Listen, Dak had a complete
Stop it. bro. Stop
game.
it.
That was one of the best games I ever seen him
Are
play.
you drunk?
A little bit, yeah, but
Stop it, bro.
I'm not even a Cowboys fan. Just
Stop
from a pure fan standpoint, that was a he played the best out of all the quarterbacks last week.
Is it Dallas played great or the Bucks defense just didn't show up?
That's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be real with you on that. I mean, yeah, Dak did what he was supposed to do to a bad defense.
Yes,
That's what you're supposed to do.
exactly.
If you know, like I said last week, it's like all those teams where were Houston and the Jaguars and the Colts, and you know, you didn't take advantage and do those same things that he did Monday night
Right.
against Tampa Bay. So I give him some credit for doing what he was supposed to and the team itself, but at the same time, Tampa Bay sucked, man. I mean,
they were terrible, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
They were horrible, man.
I'm not clapping for a bird that's flying. That's what you're supposed to do, bro. I'm not doing that for you, bro. But Dak played well. He did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
Tampa was just bad.
Yeah.
On all phases of the game.
Right.
To the point where, the kicker who bet on himself missing 4 field goals on FanDuel was out there just missing them, just shaking them for no reason.
Man,
Now,
I would never call that.
Now, legend has it that before the game, when they was warming up in the tunnel, it was one of them Russian guys or somebody like that tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You know what to do.
It's time.
It's time. You know what to do. It's time." And he was like, "All right."
Bruh.
I never seen that in my life.
When I watched the replays of him missing it, it didn't even look like he was trying.
That's what I was gonna say, man.
Shanking him this way, shanking him. I was like, "There's no way he's trying."
Somebody
way.
must have paid him, man.
You know what's crazy?
He's missed 3 all year,
And
he missed 4 and a half.
One.
Right.
But what's even crazy is I don't know if y'all seen the advertisement of Gronk supposed to be kicking at halftime of the Super Bowl. They should have called Gronk. He would have did a better job kicking field goals. That was I'm literally like, he's gonna miss it. He missed it again.
Bro, he was doing it on purpose, bro.
Yeah,
I don't believe there's no way.
They said he had somebody had his family tied up in the basement somewhere and showing him a picture before he got on the field or something. So he was getting ready, he was getting psyched out, and they said, "Look, you see, okay." But great, like you said, Dallas did what they were supposed to do. You beat on teams that you're supposed to.
Yeah. Right.
That's good teams.
Right.
So I want to give Dallas credit. It's going to be a tough one going to the 49ers and playing against that team.
I expect that one to be based off of previous meetings from them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to. I would say close, but I wouldn't say close. I mean, I got the 49ers by 10. 31-21, maybe something like that, or
I think the spread, I believe last time I checked, was 3.5. So they got it closer than. But I mean,
it's a rematch though. It's a rematch of last year's. What is it? 1 minute management that. McCarthy. Where they couldn't get the playoff.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of the 49ers. Despite whatever goes on in this game, should Brock Purdy be the starter moving forward?
Yes.
Yeah, he's cheaper.
Just
simply put, he's cheaper. You're getting exactly what you want.
And he's earned it.
He's seems durable for now. He has the poise. He has the charisma. And he's cheaper. Everything today is about money management.
Right.
Yeah.
To be able to spend money elsewhere. So you're going to at least drag it out for about 2 years before you have to offer him a legitimate deal.
I agree.
So, and you keep Lance in the back. If anything goes wrong, then you got what you wanted anyways.
Right.
You let Garoppolo walk for whatever.
Right.
I mean, is this Brock Purdy coming out at his coming out party, or is this the Shanahan's offense and what he's able to do with different quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, let's not discredit his talent. That talent is what got him there. So they didn't have anything to do with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
So, we give credit to that as with any player really. But I will say that Kyle Shanahan has worked around his talents.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of coaches need to do. You need to work around what talent that person has and make that better.
Yeah.
But let's not take away from Kyle Shanahan. He's a good coach / OC, whatever you want to call it.
And
Garoppolo was also the same way when he was with the Patriots. So I can't really say anything about that.
Well, I mean, last week you mentioned coaching and how essential coaching was, and basically we're seeing that right in full display.
Right.
That you taking, like you said, what Brock Purdy does good,
right,
and you're utilizing it. A lot of times, especially with football, you see coaches are stuck in saying, "I drafted you. I want you to play my system," instead of using what the kid does good.
Right.
So credit to Shanahan, because within the offense, Brock Purdy looks like a decent quarterback.
As we all know too, though, a running back is a quarterback's best friend. So,
or a tight end.
Tight end.
Or tight ends.
They got
he
both.
got
And
both.
he has both, right? So
and you have a slot receiver.
Right. Only difference is I think his talent is a lot better than Garoppolo's, because Garoppolo couldn't throw past 10, 15 yards.
Accurately.
Well, this guy
Accurately,
yeah. With an arm.
And this guy's launching it.
Yeah.
So
I think the 49ers lucked up. It's like the Dallas with Romo. When Romo came in, Romo was just a second string, third string guy, whatever, that just filled in for somebody that got hurt. And
Bledsoe,
before you know it,
Bledsoe started a lot of career. Tom Brady and
they lucked up. Who was it at the time? It was what's the old guy?
won't you talking about
Cowboys? It wasn't Wade Phillips. Nah, the head coach.
Parcell.
Parcell just lucked up, and they ran with it.
Yeah.
Younger, cheaper talent that ends up being a decent face of the franchise and takes you far.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, and coaching, you got to be able to know what you got, know your personnel, and get the best out of them.
Yeah.
So
49ers by 30.
Is that like what you truly believe, or is just the Dallas hate?
It's gonna be 49ers by 10.
By 10? So y'all both got 49ers by 10?
The key to a successful playoff run in the NFL, especially this late in the year, is having a good defense, especially a front four.
Yeah.
And then you have a great run game, because you're gonna limit how much touches the offense is gonna get. So if you're sustaining 10-minute drives, and then your defense is just clamping on the edges and forcing Dak to stay in the pocket and limiting what he does with his mobility.
Yeah.
There's no way.
For these Cowboy fans out here, I know they probably don't want to hear this, but this is really the time where your team is going to have to show up, because like this is you're playing an actual team now.
Yeah.
You never haven't really played anybody all year. Never mind that's what's in your division, because you play those guys every year.
Yeah.
Twice a year. Yeah. So, but this is really the first time they've really played a defense, a team that's really complete. I would say 49ers are really complete right now on all facets. So, so I mean, if they show up today and squeeze this game out, okay, so they're going to Philly and play a divisional game again.
Yeah.
So, and we already know that's a complete team with the Eagles as well.
Absolutely.
But if they don't win this game, then famous quote, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
So
y'all both got. I mean, we ain't do our picks yet.
Who you got?
We ain't do our
what do
picks
you
yet.
think? What do you think is gonna happen? Because it seems like you done turned in your Jets uniform and you Cowgirls uniform.
Call me prisoner of the moment. Like I said, if Dallas could do what they did and repeat, I think they go.
Repeat what? What have they done in 30 years?
I mean, listen.
Repeat what?
Look, I'm rolling with Dak this weekend.
Right.
Dak is back, man. That's my stance.
But see, the only difference with that is that what's going to rush him this today didn't rush him Monday. I mean, you got Bosa, you got
they rush 4 and bring pressure and drop 8.
You know what I'm saying? So if Dak is running for his life this time, he's gonna throw picks.
Hey,
he's gonna throw some picks.
Did the Russian guy approach you too or something?
No, not at all. Hey, listen.
Sound crazy. How do you bet on a guy that missed 5 games this year?
Hey, look.
And still led the league in picks.
Check this out.
You miss a third of the year and you still led the league in picks.
Listen, check this out. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it like this: pass rush, Cooper rush, rush hour. Dak gonna win today. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
It do sound like you're a Cowboys fan, though.
Nah,
man,
that's just my pick.
It's cool.
Now we're gonna go to another game.
All right.
So today's games, Bills Cincy. We know the controversy that happened. What was that? Week 17. Week
16.
17. With DeMar Hamlin. Now the difference is that this is going to be in Buffalo. Now
maybe. Oh, you're talking about this game?
This
Sorry,
game, yeah,
my
this
fault.
game,
My
this
fault.
The game is going to be in Buffalo, and you all week you had some Cincinnati players were kind of feeling some type of way because of the situation, because they felt like they would have won that game.
Right.
Had they would have won that game, then the game would be back in Cincinnati. Your thoughts on this game, the magnitude, everything around it, and like, what are your thoughts, and who do you think is going to come out with the victory?
Well, I mean, it's still going to be an emotional game. I'm pretty sure DeMar Hamlin's going to be there. So it's going to be, and it's a playoff game. It's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
So, people going to be wearing number 3s out there.
Everywhere.
So
Yeah.
anything, and that should be about him, but it's going to hype the Bills up. The only question I have with the Bills is Josh Allen, because, he's been throwing some picks as of late. And see, Cincinnati can capitalize off that. I mean,
You give Joe Cool short fields, it's over for you.
you know what I'm saying? He can throw a pick and it's like, oh well, and keep going.
Yeah.
But that defense is good too. Now, granted, they both have some good, decent defenses, but I think Cincinnati come out on top with that one.
Let's be honest. Cincinnati is maybe the only team with 2 number 1 receivers.
2 number 1s and a solid number
and a
2.
solid
number 2.
And tight end.
3, yeah.
Tight end,
Yeah.
and you got Mixon back there, and
Right.
then you got Joe Cool. But it's like you said, Josh Allen is going to be the key if he can stay composed and he minimizes his turnovers. But that's his style of play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays out the pocket. He uses his legs, and he extends plays. But at the same time, you got to take the good with the bad because he's a gunslinger.
He is a gunslinger now, but he will. I will give him credit. Now he will go get it. If he has to go get it, and even if he has to run the ball himself, he will do it.
Yeah, he's Big Ben with mobility, more
Right.
mobility.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even though Big Ben had a strong arm,
He couldn't run like
he
that.
couldn't run
He
like
was just
Josh Allen.
strong.
Yeah.
And then, I could be wrong. Josh Allen, it feels to me he has a stronger arm than Big Ben. Because
Early in his career, Big Ben,
Yeah,
Big Ben could throw.
he
early
was
in his
slinging
career.
it, man.
he could, but see, Josh Allen, man, you talking about flick of the wrist.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And in that wind in Buffalo, you got to remember,
Pockets,
it's a
like,
little
tight
different.
Pockets too.
Right.
It's a little different out in Buffalo than it is in Pittsburgh. It gets cold in Pittsburgh, but Buffalo's a different animal.
Now they're almost like a mirror almost, because he has Diggs and he has that guy Evans 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has some
Gabriel.
guys he can throw to as well.
Oh yeah.
So-
No, they're a mirror of each other.
Right.
It's just which quarterback is going to minimize turnovers.
Yeah, and then I think for this game, who's going to be missed the most is Von Miller,
Correct.
because with the offensive line of Cincinnati,
They're missing 3 guys. They're missing 2 starters on Cincinnati.
on the offensive line.
Yeah.
that's what I'm. Well, but we know this is why they signed Von Miller for these type of moments.
Right.
You're talking about Cincinnati with a banged up offensive line, a healthy Von Miller or somewhat healthy Von Miller. This is the games in which he thrived in last year against
Right.
Cincinnati, and with him being in the lineup, I think he would have, if not feasted, made it difficult for Joe Cool, and really put that pressure on him. And if they can't really put no pressure on Joe Cool, I can see Cincinnati winning this game.
But does that make a difference? Because last year they had one of the worst offensive lines anyways, and they still made it far.
Yeah,
I don't think mentally it'll do anything for Joe Cool besides tell himself, hey, I got to run around more now.
Well, no.
As
Well,
opposed
yeah.
to 3-4 weeks ago when I was a little bit cooler.
But
Right.
if you remember, the last play of the Super Bowl was a breakdown on the offensive line because Jamar Chase was wide open.
The whole year was a breakdown.
No, it was. But you talking about in crucial moments, the offensive line, all they had to do was hold up their end. That last play, Jamar Chase is wide open, and you see Aaron Donald gets the sack, and game over. So, I mean,
Well, I got a question. Who makes more of a difference, Chase or Diggs?
Chase.
Chase, yeah. I'm going to say Chase only for the simple fact of you had a guy that literally, as soon as he stepped on the field from his rookie year in Chase, he had a rapport with the quarterback, dating back from LSU.
Right.
See,
right.
with Josh Allen, he had to build that with Diggs.
Yeah, because he was with Minnesota.
He was in Minnesota, yeah. So as soon as Chase stepped on the field, that's why Chase broke what the rookie record for Cincinnati, I believe, or something like that. He broke some type of record, but that's because he had that rapport. They had a rapport dating back to when they won the national championship. So that personally, that's what I think.
Diggs?
Yeah.
Chase?
Yeah, Chase thing, but not to take nothing away from Diggs. Diggs is
a problem.
He's
Either
a problem.
one of them can be a main problem.
I don't think there's no wrong answer. I just wanted you guys.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you can't go wrong either way.
Can't.
Now we're gonna go to the KC Jazz game. Kansas City won. Now Jacksonville kind of made it interesting at one point, but Patrick Mahomes, man, he was on a peg leg, man. He looked like one of them pirates with the wooden legs. He couldn't move after he sprained his ankle.
He's a dog, man.
And you hit it right on the head. He didn't want to come out the game.
He's a dog.
He wanted to finish that game no matter what.
One leg, no leg, he's out there.
Andy Reid would have had to pry him off that field.
I mean, it was 27-20. I mean, had the running back not fumbled on the 3-yard line, I mean, we could be talking about a tie right now going into overtime. So it's not like Jacksonville didn't put up a major fight because they played good. It's just
the difference is Mahomes being on that field.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's the big. If Henny was there, I don't think we're getting the same result. But like you said, we might be going to overtime.
Right.
Anything could happen.
Right.
But anything is possible.
Stop it.
Nah, but so do you think that the sprained ankle is going to be an issue moving forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Depending on who they play, right?
Yeah. I mean, not only that,
mobility.
Mobility definitely is going to be a problem. He won't be able to move as much. I mean, but it seemed like where he was grabbing, it was almost like a high ankle sprain.
Yes.
Almost. And that's more of a problem.
Those
When
take
it's a high ankle
forever.
sprain. Yeah.
Especially planting. If he has to step into the pocket or if
Right.
he has to plant,
Yeah.
or you know how they run those ridiculous setups and coming out the huddle. If he's hobbling, trying to run one of these sets, it's just you're not fooling nobody like that.
I mean, his game is. If you look at it, his game is like based on running out of the pocket.
Yeah, creating time.
Yeah, so for him to just be able to just stand there like a robot, it may not be good for the offensive line. It may be a lot of flags.
Yeah.
He's gonna get
I mean,
killed.
a lot. We talk about mobile quarterbacks, and for some reason, he's never talked about as one of these guys that can also beat you with his legs.
Right.
We talk about the passes that he make, the behind the back, over the head, and one mixtape passes, but he's also a mobile quarterback.
Right.
He scrambles, he gets out of danger, and that's where he that's the Patrick Mahomes that a lot of the guys are trying to emulate now because his ability to get away from tackles.
Right.
So
it's more like the Rodgers mobility. Like he's just extending plays. We don't call it mobility because there's no design runs for him. Or pitches or like shovels. Like it's just I'm gonna move around enough to buy time
and Rodgers is like a legit mobile quarterback because I used to
legit.
be like, man, I mean, he's doing this on a consistent basis, running out of the pocket, he running for first downs, and and then
Nobody
bragging
talks
about it
about
after the fact.
Nobody talks about it.
Right.
Which is true.
now, I know y'all seen that debacle yesterday with the Giants and the Eagles. My question to both of y'all is the Eagles that much better than everybody else?
Based on what I've seen yesterday, and I would say over half the season. I won't say after those last games where Hurt wasn't involved, but based on that, yeah, they legit.
Is the Eagles that much better than everybody else, or did the Giants overachieve?
Well, they should have overachieved last night, but the Eagles' defense showed up.
Oh yeah.
The Eagles' offense was playing hard. Their special teams was on point. I mean, there's nothing they could do. I mean, just like you said, it don't matter who was playing last night. The Eagles was gonna win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's like you said, it's a reason why they're number one, and they showed it last night.
What do you think? You're a New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
What do you think? Gotta ask you.
As far as what the Eagles?
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
What they did to the Giants. What do you think it was this team is just that much better, or this team just overachieved and they shouldn't have been there?
I'm gonna say it was basically, to me, the equivalent of Dallas and the Bucks.
Oh my God!
The only reason why I say that is because you just beat a inferior team. You're the better team, and you can't really say what the Eagles are until they play the winner of these two teams.
Well, the Giants went in and beat a 12-4 Vikings.
Yeah, but that was
that's what I was about to say. They went to Minnesota and just drugged them.
Right.
Yeah, but Minnesota, and a lot of people were saying that Minnesota, that wasn't a true 12-4 team.
What?
Look, it's like I always say, man, whether you win a game by 1 or you win it by 20 or 30, it doesn't matter. How you win the game defines your team. You know what I'm saying? You can win every game all year by 1 point, but you were in the game to win it.
Oh, Minnesota played the Jets this year, right?
Huh?
Minnesota played the Jets this year, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I mean, as far as the Eagles and the Giants, I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Okay, let me ask you something.
What's up?
When was the last time we seen a team that is nearly impossible to stop? Because they make you guard every player. You have to account for that every player.
Who are the Eagles?
Yeah.
Jalen
Hurts is a running back that can throw the ball with accuracy from the pocket. And then you have a run game that you have to cover sideline to sideline when it's not just halfback dives or we're just tossing the ball. The schemes are just very intricate. And then you have an RPO, and then you have a number one receiver on the outside, and then opposite of that, you have a guy that just takes the roof off the top.
And the bad part about it is,
what do you do?
You're comparing the Giants to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have these.
The Giants played
weapons
well all season. Tampa Bay was garbage all season. So I can't sit here and say, well, it was just like Dallas going to Tampa Bay. That wasn't the same.
Tampa shouldn't even host a playoff game. They should be on the road.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
So that comparison is left and right. It's too far apart.
I mean,
but the Eagles are a real deal, man.
Yeah, they did exactly what they're supposed to do.
They have the RPO.
Yeah.
He can sit in the pocket and dice you. They ran the ball so much yesterday.
Yeah.
And they just did whatever they wanted to do. And then that defense.
So right now, Eagles are clear favorites?
Of course. That defense is nice, man. You seen the defense yesterday. Front four, secondary is getting picks left and right. What do you do?
But see,
if you say clear now you say clear favorites. Uh-huh. Now, I won't agree with that slightly because if the 49ers beat Dallas today, that's going to be a clash in the NFC Championship. Granted, the 49ers are coming to the Eagles, but they play good on the road too.
Yeah,
that's a complete team as well. So that's gonna. I think that right there should be
a real test.
Yeah, that's a real test.
And that's all I was saying.
Yeah, but the Eagles and 49ers. Say that just to say.
I agree on that. Yeah. I totally agree on that. But let's be honest, they've been consistent with the same group all year.
Who?
The Eagles. The 49ers, they're consistent defensively, and then they're just plugging in quarterbacks left and right. But it's that run game that's keeping them afloat.
Well, see, you just said that. You just said they're plugging in quarterbacks right there. That should show you the consistency of the team right there to be able to plug a quarterback in.
And
they've been 3-4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's their third quarterback.
3? Yeah, 3.
Add a running back in CMC, and you won 12 games in a row leading to this point.
Debo's been out of the lineup.
Debo wasn't in the game. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
So when you see all those guys back together with a rookie quarterback, with that dominant defense, in which they are still missing guys off that defense,
Right.
and they're dominating 1 and 2 as far as opponents' points.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have the sack leader, and Nick Bosa. I can't say this clear cut. Now, if Dallas wins that game, then I probably get that clear cut because Jalen Hurts. I will get that clear cut.
Yeah.
But I think that will be a bigger test to both teams.
I'm on the Eagles bandwagon. Once you play a divisional team 3 times and you dominate them in that fashion in the third meeting, both of y'all know each other very well up to that point, and you dominate them in that fashion. I have no other way to justify that you're not good.
I mean,
I'm on that bandwagon now. Imagine when the Panthers play each other and the Eagles, or let's say the Saints and the Bucks. By that third meeting, you know everything that they're gonna throw at you.
but
And to dominate them like that, stop it.
that's what the 49ers they did to Seattle. They did that with Seattle. They beat them 3 times. Although Seattle made it competitive at some point, the 49ers went away with it at the end.
Right.
So I agree with TJ. The real test really wasn't the Giants because that was just a warm up. The real test is going to be the winner of Dallas and the 49ers.
Absolutely.
And if the 49ers win, then that's going to be, I believe that's going to be a clash. So who you got? Did we say? Oh yeah, we said 49ers. Jack, I'm tweaking.
I told y'all he was drunk. I told y'all.
That's crazy. I didn't even have no blue moon.
I knew it.
All right, switching gears. NBA. Now we had a game that was on Friday, right? Memphis and LA.
Was it Friday?
I think it was. No, it was Friday.
It was Friday.
It was Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
So we had a game in Memphis and LA, and some interesting things happened in the third quarter of that game. Shannon Sharp, huge LeBron fan, as well as myself, and TJ, and was on the sidelines drawing with the Memphis players. Now, Nam alluded to this last week as far as having that confidence and feeling like it's us against the world. But based off what I heard, I didn't see anything wrong with what Shannon Sharp said as far as he just made a statement saying that Dylan Brooks can't guard LeBron. Dylan Brooks took it and, things escalated. And then Ja Morant's pop, a.k.a. Usher, came in the mix, and it got a little testy. Pause. What are your guys' thoughts on Memphis? And they got this. It's like they got this chip on their shoulder. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having confidence. There's nothing wrong with being confident into what you can say. I mean, what you can do. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, what have you won? You haven't won a championship. You haven't even gotten there.
Yeah.
And that's equivalent like to him saying, "Oh, if I had played Michael Jordan in his prime, I would have cooked him." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's okay to think that. You know what I'm saying? But to blatantly just say it, out in the open like that, I think that's kind of cocky and not confident. That's just my opinion. But it's nothing wrong with saying us against the world. But you have to show that. And it is yet to happen yet. So, I don't know, man. I'm kind of both ways. I'm kind of both ways with that, but nothing wrong with having confidence.
I mean, it's cool. He's a byproduct, like I said in the last episode. He's a byproduct of this generation where they just say outlandish things.
Yeah.
Nobody holds them. Nobody's gonna hold them accountable to it because when are we ever gonna see Ja play Jordan? We'll never see it. Even if we compare the stats, they're not even day and night close. But it is what it is. We'll just say, oh well, we'll take it for what it is and leave it at that. But I admire the confidence. I like it. Take it. Run with it.
Now the funny thing about that is, it's different because they actually got a chance to play each other. But I remember a young Kyrie Irving, and Kobe. Yeah, right. That's what I was getting to. Now, if Josh said this to Mike personally, I think that's a little bit more like it's still that cockiness, but that's different because you're talking to yo, Mike, y'all,
Yeah,
us
just joking.
joking, yo, Mike, able to, so and like that Kyrie, that's what he did to Kobe,
Right.
and Kobe, they had a nice little dialogue, but I love confidence, but with confidence you got to be able to back it up. You can't just say we want all the smoke, and then now you got asthma come playoff time.
But has Memphis not answered the bell, though? Let's be honest. Memphis, in the last 3 years, they're ahead of schedule. We expect them to be at this level probably next year's time, based on the youth that they had. And they went from a play-in team to, a number 2 seed or 3 seed last year or something?
Yeah.
That's a massive leap.
Yeah, but
so wouldn't you have the same amount of confidence?
Absolutely, but to let's talk about a young team before this Memphis run. You had Boston. None of them guys were like the leader of the team was a rookie at one point, and Jason Tatum, although they're similar as far as personality wise. Jason Tatum doesn't have to say anything. He just plays ball.
What school did Tatum go to?
He went to it's in Raleigh University. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You look at Jason Tatum, and he doesn't have to he doesn't have to say, hey, look, I'm a superstar, Devin Booker. He just plays the game and does what he do. So,
but look.
That's not even English, but
the difference between the two locker rooms that you mentioned, which is Boston and Memphis, is there's veteran leaderships that's gonna let them know, hey, this confidence is cool, but there's a ceiling to it. Like, we haven't accomplished enough to keep talking with arrogance. It's cool. You have Al Horford. You have a lot of veteran guys over there that can cool them down a little bit.
True.
But in Memphis, the oldest guy is like 25, 26, yeah. Steven Adams.
Matter of fact, the oldest guy can't even purchase liquor on that team.
Steven Adams is your veteran leadership over there. He's the veteran. He's the oldest guy. So he. Yeah, if they get a couple of old heads like Haslam or something there, then you cap them off a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, me and my uncle, we talk about this all the time. Ja Morant is that dude. He's that dude. He's as seen on TV, as advertised. Obviously, as a fan, I would love to see him reach becoming one of the best players in the league. My only gripe with Ja, outside of his consistent jump shot, is just you get to a certain level and then can't nobody say nothing. People are gonna talk regardless. You look at Steph Curry and all the hate that Steph Curry gets. 4-time champion, finally got his elusive finals MVP, and people are still trying to, downplay him. When you accomplish certain things, they can say whatever they want about you. But at the end of the day, your game has done all the talking for you. You look at Steph Curry, he doesn't have to say anything. Kevin Durant is another one. He doesn't have to say anything. They play the game. And I'm not saying that there's a certain way how to play the game, but you let your game do the talking, people going to say whatever they want about you.
I know it's for good media and good for people to talk about on social media and, YouTube and things like that. But you talk when you've accomplished something.
Absolutely.
There are regular season teams, and then there are playoff teams. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You might not agree with it.
I don't agree with that.
Huh?
I don't agree with that.
Wow.
Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you finish.
What part you agree with?
Today's generation, they have applied new rules to the whole thing, and that's why I'm saying I don't agree with that. I agree with what you're saying, but it's not applied like that today. Okay. Today, if you apply that logic today, you're not making no money as far as marketing yourself. So they basically hyped themselves up into being something they haven't accomplished yet to gain this market and be seen and known. And these deals are made off of them just talking.
So who was the champion last year?
The Warriors.
In the NBA, the Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still Champions Day, right?
Yep.
Until somebody takes it up, take it away.
Yeah.
So my thing is, no matter how confident you are, how big of a boast you're trying to make to be in the media, you still haven't accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, there are regular season teams, and then there are playoff teams.
Yep.
You know, which one is Memphis going to be? Because are you preparing for the postseason, or are you just playing for the regular season to have a good record? Because at the end of the day, the Warriors ain't going nowhere. They're still there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Denver, they're still there. You know.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, like, it's good for confidence. It's good for marketing.
That's all. That's all. Because look at the, I say arguably like the top two shooting guards. We'll even say three. We'll just say two. Clay and Kawhi. How many commercials do we see of them? Not many. How much do you see them? Like, nobody really talks about them. They're almost forgotten in 7 points in the season because they don't say nothing. They just play. But these guys that run their mouths, you see them everywhere.
But see,
and I think it's more of that than it is actual play.
But
so that's why I say the rules don't really apply to some of these younger kids today, because that's what they see, like a means of getting endorsements and money and so on and so forth.
But see, the thing with Clay and Kawhi, the one thing that, you know, like you say, you don't see them in a lot of stuff is they are doing stuff, but it's just not as prolific as other players. That's because both Kawhi and Clay have won championships. Once you get to that level, it opens up doors for other things. You know,
like what, New Balance,
huh? Hey, listen, we
Ling or Ling.
Listen,
what is a Clay's shoe brand? Ling or something? The Chinese brand.
We might laugh.
It's because they don't speak. They don't have no personality. They don't.
Absolutely.
Their confidence is seen on the floor. It's not marketable. That's why Ja does what he does.
But I tell you, I mean, outside of you know, hell, not for nothing, Kyrie Irving wasn't really a big talker.
Yeah, but he when he does talk, he says outlandish stuff. It's a big difference. He says outlandish stuff. We're not gonna get into it, but you know, it's outlandish stuff.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get attention.
Yeah, but Ja is arguably a top 10, top 5 talent. Whoever, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. He's there in the conversation. I do agree they need to accomplish more besides just make the playoffs or the second round or so on and so forth. Right. But I mean, I can't knock him for being confident either. And as you can see, his team feeds off of it. Desmond Baines is one of the better shooters in the league. Dillon, when he's there, he's great.
But like you said,
though,
they're gonna have to back that up.
Absolutely, and I think we're all in unison. We all agree on that. It's just, it is what it is.
Okay, LeBron James, this historic run that he's on, and if you see my co-host to the left of me. He wants to give him his credit, but he doesn't want to give him his credit. And the crazy thing about it is, they're talking about him possibly breaking Kareem's record within the next 10 to 15 games. When that happens, it's like I said, man. There's so much you can even say, because we've never seen somebody play at this level for this long. Like, it's I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, you sound like you're speechless over there.
I am, because I've never seen somebody play this well. They did a stat of his 2013 MVP season, and his stats are similar. This was in 2013, over 10 years ago.
Phenomenal talent, man. I mean, LeBron is a phenomenal talent. Granted, we haven't seen nobody play this long. But also, granted, we never seen nobody spend this amount of money on their body to play this long. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's neither here nor there.
But without even doing that, I mean, he is a talent. I mean, he does have that it's more likely that he's going to break that record. I mean, I wouldn't see why not. Playing this long, scoring those points, I don't see why he shouldn't. But get to the real question you're trying to ask.
I mean, there is no real question. I mean, this is I'm just appreciating his greatness. I as me watching Kobe growing up, I didn't get a chance to appreciate Kobe's greatness until he started getting injured. And then and I said this many episodes before, watching Kobe break his body break down, that wasn't Kobe. Kobe I knew was a warrior, and he to see him play not at the level that I'm accustomed to seeing him playing, it was strange. And same thing with Jordan, seeing him playing on the Wizards. I'm like, that's not the same Jordan that used to kill my Knicks. You know what I mean? So to see LeBron do this at this high level and at this point in his career is phenomenal.
I don't know how much those guys spent on their bodies to. No, being real.
Okay.
I don't know how much those guys spent on their bodies to be in shape.
Right.
I just know they worked out.
Yeah.
Well,
you say they broke down. It's like those guys. Not to say that LeBron doesn't go hard or didn't go hard, but the guys threw their bodies on the line. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Allen Iverson. Every time you turn around, or D-Wade, every time you turn around, the guys are on the floor.
Yeah.
Not to say that LeBron doesn't, go hard. I don't know.
I mean, but it's LeBron showed up in an era where modern medicine is in a space where it's never been. So you have these chambers and these whatever that he locks himself into that help him recover and whatever it is that help him recover faster than 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. That's just luck. That's good luck. And then the fact that he actually invested into it, that's on him as well. But let's be honest, 25 years ago, did you think that 38,000 points was possible? We probably all thought this is a record that's going to be here forever.
Records are made to be broken.
38,000. It's a lot.
It is a lot, but he's on the cusp of doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It's an incredible feat that we're going to witness.
Well, nobody thought that you could get to 100 points, but had Kobe stayed in the game, he probably would have got it.
No. Yeah.
I can't agree with that because they took him out of the game. So
it was 2 minutes left? What is he going to get, 19, 20 points in 2 minutes? What? Come on, man. This is not the big three. We don't have a 4-point line, bro. It's not happening.
Anything is possible.
I don't know. You're actually talking about it right now, saying, did we know that 38,000 points was possible 25 years ago? So anything is possible.
It's
but
100 points. It's possible.
It's possible.
It's just.
And if anybody could do it, LeBron could do it.
And it's probably possible now the way they shoot now.
Yeah, we just seen what's his name have 70, 71?
71, yeah.
It's possible. 38,000 is an incredible feat though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Having long sustained playoff runs of well into May, June, however many years in a row.
Every generation.
Wow.
Every generation.
Wow.
That's a start.
I never thought I'd see the
That's
day
a start.
to hear that. Wow.
That's a start.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
man.
I don't remember that. Okay, yeah, we gotta go back to it.
Wow.
Hey,
it's
Nam.
definitely raining
Nam,
outside,
look,
bro.
yo, Nam.
It's
Listen,
definitely
Nam,
raining
by
outside.
the end of this, he's gonna say the GOAT overall. So we making progress.
Definitely
We're making progress.
raining outside. Yo, that's crazy.
We are definitely. That he's the overall GOAT.
Oh.
This generation, he's definitely.
So I okay. Do you feel like this year is a waste in terms of, okay, he's gonna get the points, The stats are great. The efficiency is there. But the talent around him, let's be honest, is nowhere near it should be or could be or whatever. Do you think it's a waste? The only thing he's gonna accomplish is the points this year. Let's be honest. They're not. They if they make the playoffs, they're a play-in team.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a knockaround team regardless. I mean, and you don't have AD, which is amazing.
Well, he'll be back this week.
Right, but, I mean, he'll be gone again, probably some more.
Yeah, Mr. Glass.
So, I mean, it's really not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when with him. You know what I'm saying? So, to say it's a waste, I mean, if you love the game, you love the game.
Absolutely.
He has 4 rings, so I mean, I just think he just loves the game and just waiting on the sun to get here or whatever. I mean, you know, whatever he's going to do. You know, at this point, I don't think the goal is to win a championship. But
Right.
in your mind, you know this team right here is not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So to get that record, which is, I'm not going to say it's a waste because that's a big record. That's a big record, you know, to go top Kareem. I mean, it's a big record. But it's always a waste when you don't make it to the championship. It's always a waste when you don't make that. So.
All right. Well, final thoughts.
Jokic is gonna get a 3-time MVP this year.
Three-peat.
1, 2, 3.
That's definitely a possibility too.
Yeah.
That's definitely a possibility too.
I think Joel Embiid is finally due for one.
And now I will agree with that. Because if it was my choice, if I had to choose between them two guys, I'm probably gonna go with Embiid.
Embiid, yeah.
I like him. You know, I want him.
Jokic for 3.
But let's see. I mean, based on voting, that may go that way. But Embiid is due.
Yeah,
He's really due because that guy's putting in work. I mean,
Joel Noel Jokic for 3.
you talking about a guy
I wanna hear
that go out knees and injuries, and now he's like the healthiest he's ever been.
yeah, absolutely.
He deserves it.
But
But you might be right.
it's been a pleasure, guys. This wraps up episode. I'm gonna insert it in the YouTube because I really, I don't know what episode
I
this
think
is.
we're in the 40s by now, bro.
We could be.
Yeah. 41, 43 maybe.
Well, it's your boy T.
Yeah, it's your man, TJ.
It's your boy Nam.
And we
Jokic
out.
for 3.
We out.